And now you're gonna...
They were also blaming you.
Yes, blaming me and putting Disney under pressure to fire me.
Forced her to drink alcohol when she was underage and gave her massages. She also gave details about how Nickelodeon offered her $300,000 to stay quiet about her experiences with, quote, the creator.
Done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
All right, welcome to Getting a Grip on Things. I am James, the Thinking Contractor.
And I'm Elijah, the underpaid producer.
There you go, right there. I didn't have to say his name. All right, let's jump right into this. So we're going to be talking about basically...
Washed up child actors.
Pretty much, yeah. So we're going to talk about the allegations of some Disney characters, actors, Nickelodeon, just across the whole spectrum of all of the people that are making claims about being molested and, sexualized, raped even.
Those are very serious.
But we're going to I don't want to put a spin on it, but in the world that we're living in, you have to question a lot of stuff. And I'm not saying things didn't happen to these people, but one of the things that we're going to talk about is it seems that all of these actors only come out about their rape or molestation after their careers begin to tank.
Yeah.
So, and nobody's really talking about that. You have to realize that these people make their living by lying to you, it's not art, it's a craft. Witchcraft. Ooh, can't believe I said it. But it is the art of deception because they're making us believe that the role that they're portraying is them, right? So they're basically telling you a story or getting a point across by purging your emotion. And these people come out at and say all of these things. Most of the time, it's not when they're jamming on their views and they're making $1 trillion.
It's always after the fact. You could also look at like the Kavanaugh hearings. Do you remember that?
Yep.
This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham, that you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford.
And it's like only brought up when this guy is being put like in spotlight.
Exactly.
Before that, it didn't matter to them.
And dude, people are sexualized. I mean, it happens. It's probably happening. I mean, there are things happening.
Yeah.
So why even bring this up? Here's why I want to bring it up. I want to bring it up because I believe that everything being presented to us through major media outlets is nothing but a big crap lie.
It's a show.
It's a big show, including politics.
Especially politics.
Especially politics, yes. But right now, when you're talking about like actors and, I don't believe any of it. And I have every right to do that. The burden of proof is on them, not me. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. We open our mouths and we are fed their garbage and people just believe it because it got pushed through the television screen. In today's day and age, we should be questioning everything being pushed on us through every media outlet, everything. There is no trusted sources when it comes to media because they have an agenda. So as a critical thinker, you have to ask yourself when you're presented anything, what is the agenda behind this? No, I'm not jumping head first into half the crap that's being pushed down my throat. And I don't care if it's lukewarm Christianity coming from the TV, or it's, the whole LGBTQ movement being pushed on me. It's all of this stuff's getting pushed on us and it's coming through the television. We have to critically think about these things. People are making claims about themselves, but let's start with Bella Thorne. I don't even know who this girl is. Elijah had to tell me who Bella Thorne was, but do you have anything?
Just this little clip.
All right, let's watch it.
The media, it was literally viral in that time.
So not only were they sexting you,
and now you're gonna...
They were also blaming you.
Yes, blaming me and putting Disney under pressure to fire me.
the Disney network is disgusting for what they've done to Bella Thorne.
Okay.
She was
Dude,
Do you want to see Bella Thorne?
yeah.
Let's see her Instagram. This is her Instagram.
It's so good. It's so good.
She shop at a toddler bikini store for that?
So this is what she is now. It's
I blame Disney.
look at this. I mean, honestly, you could in a lot of ways. You really could.
How about blame the person for just being that? I mean,
Yeah.
you people, most of these people that get on these television shows, they had to sell their soul to get there anyway. Right? Yeah, I mean, she's putting pictures out there that she had somebody take of her. She has no problem. It's her Instagram. Okay, so but does that negate the fact that she made allegations that Disney, it doesn't make a difference about her allegations, but here's the thing. Do you believe somebody that said something happened to them in a career that is being put on television after their careers start to crumble? It's a really hard pill to swallow, right?
Yeah.
Because I know victims don't talk. It takes time. Some people never say anything because they go through this gambit of emotions, whether it's guilt, fear, you go through all of this stuff. But at the same time, I'm questioning everything that's being presented to me. Is that a bad thing? Am I in a bad place? Am I a bad person?
Well, what's weird to me is like we can go to the Jeanette McCurdy thing.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Jeanette McCurdy is, do you know who she is? Do you remember the show iCarly?
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate that I would even have like why I know about I don't remember what it was exactly, but I remember the people.
Jeanette McCurdy opens up about harrowing experience at Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
American filmmaker Jeanette McCurdy's new memoir. So she opens up this new memoir.
Is this woman Jeanette McCurdy, who was the blonde on iCarly?
So
Does she have an acting career right now?
No.
Oh, interesting.
And she releases this memoir, and the title of it is "I'm Glad My Mom Died."
What?
Yeah. And so she talks about all this sexual abuse and abuse from her mom growing up as a child and like this filmmaking. It blew up a few months ago. Or a year ago now. Jeez. Sheds light on how a man at Nickelodeon called the creator, which a lot of people just assume Dan Schneider, the person who made iCarly and all these other Nickelodeon shows.
And he's probably a creep. I mean,
he is. I'll show you a video that confirms that. Forced her to drink alcohol when she was underage and gave her massages. She also gave details about how Nickelodeon offered her $300,000 to stay quiet about her experiences with, quote, the creator.
Okay, so this is the part about being one of the things about America is we are innocent until proven guilty. I feel like with a lot of these actors, we as a culture they're guilty because they said it, right? And I only thing I want to draw into question is that all of these people, Macaulay Culkin, who's the other guy? The guy that's got a weird band that wears leather pants and he was a child actor. Who? I can't. He was on Goonies.
Corey Feldman. Okay, the guy's crazy. I mean, you don't look at him and go, oh, he's normal. And then when you look at him and see how crazy he is, you go, oh, it's because he was raped as a child and acted, but continued his career and waited until his career was failing that he decided to tell everybody. Do you understand where I'm coming from with this? Is this a bad thing? I don't think it is. I think that we have to question the stuff that's being presented to us. Well, we have to because I feel like we just kind of take things at a face value. Like it's almost, if we go back to the Jeanette McCurdy thing, she opens up this, she's been non-existent basically forever.
Yeah.
She has nudes leaked and it kind of blows up. That blew up where her nudes were leaked. Just listen. This is back when I was like in high school. Her nudes got leaked. She then uses that momentum to release a memoir about all of her past. She waits a couple years, lets it sit. Releases a memoir of everything that she went through and is propping up being sexually assaulted as like a main marketing point for this book.
Yep.
What a weird thing to do. What a weird thing to do.
Well, there's an advantage that we can clearly see. I mean, South Park made fun of it. They call it the sexual panda harassment. Sexual harassment panda. It comes to the kids, and then Cartman says, "I'm suing you for sexually harassing me." And then he you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do you see what they're exposing?
Yeah.
Because there is a side where you're like, do we really want to just believe everything presented to us? And I'm not, because here's another problem. What about all the girls and young boys and kids that are actually sexualized, but no one's going to read their memoirs because they're not famous, right? Being raped doesn't make you famous. I mean, nobody wants to hear about those kids. You don't want to hear about the trafficking and the awful, god-awful pornography that's being made, but we all stop and the world comes to a halt because a girl that dresses like a slut on TikTok all of a sudden, when her career's dying, is saying that she was sexualized. And yeah, I think red flags need to be going off for everybody when an actor comes forward while their career's dying.
Yeah.
Why aren't these actors standing up?
Coming forward while it's happening? Because they don't want to lose their money and status.
Right. But
even if it's true, they just don't. It's almost like they find it worth it.
I kind of don't disagree with you. I mean, it's like you can see it. It's like they take that to their advantage. It's what makes them blow back up and get back into the industry. But why, if these people were assaulted and they actually cared, wouldn't they take whatever they had happened to them and go protect real people that have no voice?
No, they wouldn't, because they don't actually care. What Jeanette McCurdy said about Dan Schneider is like really true in a lot of ways. Here, I'll just show you. So Dan Schneider's known for having like an obsession with feet.
That's weird. Who's that?
That's the stuff.
I think it's Dan Schneider.
Rub it around.
Oh, yeah. Yes!
That's Jeanette McCurdy.
I'll go under there and see what's up.
Okay.
Okay, if you took out that back laughter out of this and just listened to it in silence, no one.
Oh, it's horrifying.
Yeah, this is horrifying. These people are idiots. The fact that these people make content and it's consumed by the masses is unbelievable. And you know what's funny? You and I are going to be called idiots for talking about this.
I know.
These guys are so dumb. Why don't they just believe everything that they see? These are the same people. Never mind. All I want to say is that
These are the same people who are happy that $6 billion got lost and sent to Ukraine.
Yeah.
On accident.
On accident.
And they don't want to bother to even think about it.
What about the Wonder Years? You remember, this is before your time. There was a show called The Wonder Years. I think that show came to an end because of sexual harassment charges. If I remember correctly, I don't.
And I want to make it very clear, like, it's not that we don't think that sexual harassment doesn't happen.
It does.
Or that it hasn't happened. Or that it hasn't even happened to these people. What is interesting
Suspicious.
is that it's brought up when their careers are dying out.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
And it's not even a coincidence. I mean, Macaulay Culkin, right?
Yeah.
It's just odd. The Wonder Years. Can you pull that up?
Norma Arnold, it was sexual harassment claim that actually brought the series to a decisive halt. In 1993, the year the series ended, 31-year-old costume designer Monique Long filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against Savage and Jason Hervey, who played Savage's older brother.
Wow.
Savage and Hervey were 16 and 20 at the time.
That's crazy.
She couldn't do her job properly due to physical and verbal harassment from both young actors, and she was eventually fired.
Interesting. Okay.
Constantly held her hand, asked her to have an affair, and made sexual remarks.
Okay, now so why do I believe this story over these other stories? Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because that lady just did wardrobe or whatever.
Yep.
She didn't come out with a memoir. She got fired from her job, and no one's heard of her since. I don't even know who she is.
Yep.
But I know who Fred Savage is and the guys that starred in that show Wonder Years. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not an idiot for critically thinking about this, but let's take it a step further and we'll end the show with this. If we are starting to question actors, Hollywood, Disney, Nickelodeon, and all of this garbage being presented to us, what happens when we, the people, start questioning our politicians and the stuff that they're presenting to us?
Well, I think people are starting to question that.
And we're in a dangerous time as freedom people that have freedom, unalienable rights. When we start questioning the guy that's pulling all the strings on the camera, when you're not allowed to question the Democrat Party.
Dude, it's like that video that I posted to Getting a Grip on Things. I'm going to pull that up right now.
And let's end it with this clip.
Want to know, here's an easy way to know if you are controlled. Is there somebody or something that you're not allowed to criticize?
That's right.
Simple as that. If you lived in Nazi Germany, you couldn't criticize the Nazi Party. If you lived in the Soviet Union, you couldn't criticize the Communist Party of Russia. If you live in China right now, you can't criticize the Chinese Communist Party. If you live in North Korea, you can't criticize Kim Jong-un. If you live in Cuba, you can't criticize the Cuban Communist Party. If you live in America, who can't you criticize? Who can't you criticize in America?
So a lot of people, when we posted this, they said you can't. The people in that clip actually said Israel, that you can't criticize Israel.
Yeah.
And I think that you can just take those words and take out whatever they said after that and replace it with anything going on right now.
Yeah.
That's why I posted it, because you're free to criticize whatever you want, First Amendment, right? But what are the repercussions of doing that?
Right. And there you have it. It points to a target. When you start criticizing the wrong people that are in control, it pretty much highlights who they are. It's the same thing with Jesus in the Bible and Christianity.
Yeah.
You know, like people want to tell me that Jesus didn't exist or the Bible is false and fake and all this stuff. Well, go and look at all the stuff that they've removed and tried to erase about Jesus. That's where my mind goes.
Yep.
Everybody likes to call him Sky Daddy and he doesn't exist, or that's dumb. Every theologian, every historian that has done research knows that Jesus was real. But you want me to prove to you that he was? Well, go and look at the history that we know that they erased.
Yep.
When you start questioning the authorities that want to control the narrative, you start going down a rabbit hole, not conspiracies, but you see the evil that is in control of everything. So the only reason why I'm bringing up this is to end the show right now, and what you said is true, is that you have to question things that are presented to you through this source, this media source, whether it's radio, whether it's television, whether it's the movies, because there are people that are paid to lie to you.
If your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're going to do a lot to get there, like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil.
This industry is not what it seems to be. I bet you there's rappers in here right now that can rap way better than me. You can rap way better than me. You will never be where I'm at because this industry is rigged. You have to go see this person and sit down and talk to them. You have to go and do this. You're a puppet.
Hollywood Records contract, and I'm signing it to have my first record ever and selling my soul to Hollywood Records. That's what I'm doing.
I signed my deal up in blood letters.
Something happened to me. I haven't been the same since. I've realized something about myself. It's dangerous.